The crew worldwide, from Cali to Twitter, real hardcore fans, boxing ass niggas, consistency cops, police the views, we'll pull up receipts for any debate you choose. Shout outs to Clan Archie for the dope production. Ring gang stay with the best discussions. Ring gang radio.
So yeah, to segue into a different topic and something that a topic that does boxing proud. We're talking about last weekend's fight between Gennadiy GGG Golovkin and Sergiy Derevyanchenko.
This is box.
Yes, this is box.
Guys, box. Guys.
Thank you very much.
37. Tough fight.
Yeah. Come on, guys. But yeah, Sergiy Derevyanchenko for the vacant IBF Middleweight title.
Come on, ref. You suck.
Facts.
You blind fuck.
Oh man! Now if you've heard our podcast, our preview for that, a lot of us, obviously, we all thought that Triple G will stop Derevyanchenko, and most of us
in a good fight. In a good fight.
Yes.
Yeah. No one said domination now.
No one said domination. It was just more or less that Triple G will probably show a different class, his actual class, his elite class, and stop Derevyanchenko in late. And then most of us based of it. I mean, we based it either on the Jacobs fight or the fact he didn't really, prior to Jacobs, he didn't really face anyone. I mean, well, we mentioned Tyranno Johnson fight, which that fight gives a preview of what actually went down in this fight with Triple G. More often, it was almost similar, except Tyranno Johnson actually broke from that pressure. And
I mean, that was his second best looking fight. Like,
yeah.
I mean, he was looking good in the Jacobs fight in spots, but not as far as like, hell, and that Jacobs fight was close too. Shit. So
yeah, very close. And then you see that, and you're thinking, like, oh yeah, Triple G could probably handle something like that. And for a while, when the fight went down, it looked like it because in the first round, Triple G does what he does, dynamic boxing, and he drops him. And it's like, okay, this is how it's gonna go. Like Triple G already dropped in the first round. This is, so I'm already thinking to myself like it's only a matter of time. And in the second round, Triple G opens him up with a left hook. Now
with a punch, not a head. What?
Yeah,
blind fucking judge. Oh my God, Harvey Duck.
Yeah, jeez. Harvey Duck, and usually Harvey Duck is on point. This was the first of 3 of offenses. This one's like, okay, like it was clear punch. Like they showed everything. Like there was no fucking headbutt in that round. It was as clear as day because literally as soon as Triple G landed that left hook, Sergiy Derevyanchenko, he started pawing at that area. Like, yeah, I mean,
clear as day.
Clear as day.
So that's already like. And that's the thing when and just not to cut you off for them, but just how close a good fight we had because, I see on certain message boards and shit. I've been seeing some people YouTube comments, niggas talking about, man, I only had Golovkin winning 3 rounds. I'm like, the fuck? Like, nigga, he won the first 2. You gonna tell me he only won 1 more round?
Yeah. Yeah, not at all.
Who raised you niggas?
You know what I'm saying? And that's where I think the cut made the fight interesting because now if it was won by a punch, then I think Derevyanchenko he fought like it was won by a punch, even though they said it was a headbutt, which was the first offense from Harvey Duck. And then since New York doesn't institute the replay, it's the replay rule. The referee's rules word is final. So
that's fucking such an outdated thing. Like you would think New York of all places would be up to speed in this kind of shit.
I mean, shit. I mean, they have doctors damn near every round because of the fucking Perez Abdul Salam fight. So they have doctors, they're checking the fighters like when it gets to that war attrition levels, they have to be all up in there, taking up extra time because of that, because we don't want a repeat of that. So you think they're progressive with that, but they're not progressive with instant replay,
Smart, dumb niggas.
Yeah, exactly. But regardless of that, Derevyanchenko was like, he's like, man, I gotta turn this shit up, and he put pressure on Triple G. Like he even more than Canelo did. Like he went to Triple G's body. Now Triple G is usually like he's a pretty good conditioned athlete. He's a conditioned boxer. He did not like those body shots at all.
At all.
And if you listen to me in the previous podcast, you know what my fucking pet peeve is when it comes to body shots. But I'll let it slide.
Yeah.
I mean, them, yo, like, they're like a prime Glenn Johnson with them body shots. Like,
yeah,
he just kept going with it. And we did say that in the preview, like, yo, Derevyanchenko, he need to sell out to the body for like the first 4 rounds.
Exactly. You know,
I didn't think he was going to do it to that level. Like, wow.
And then also too to find some way to back up Triple G because he's not a guy that gets backed up easily, if at all. And he
was
accomplished
able to use the footwork.
Yeah, because basically, you know, people they go in a pattern that where Canelo circled around the ring, you know, like that, and Triple G was able to, you know, cut off the ring on him on occasion. Triple G had issues with because Derevyanchenko was going left, right, like there was no kind of, so he couldn't cut off the ring on him. So when he was trying to, you know,
Triple G reset and turn.
Yeah, because Triple G was missing a lot of right hands. Triple G is a pretty accurate fighter. He was missing a lot. Lot. Yeah. What was that, Pete?
I said no. He was missing a ton.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, he was looking. He was looking like he was awful. And then in the 5th round, this is where referee issue number 2 came in. Derevyanchenko laced Triple G to the body, like a good hard shot, and you can see Triple G now. His face was poker, but he clearly did not like it. Like he flinched.
Like his body, like I think he one of his legs had went up or something too.
Exactly. And Derevyanchenko was moving in, and then the ref kind of got in between Derevyanchenko and Triple G.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Stupid. That pissed off a lot of people who do not like Triple G because
there was one time he actually bumped into him as well. Like,
I don't dislike Triple G, but I fucking dislike referees getting in the way for no reason.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh my god! I was like, I'm over here watching this. I was like, man, like he didn't like that body shot at all, and I'm just, and after that, I'm like thinking like. I'm not saying he's saved Triple G from a knockdown or anything like that, but clearly that could have been something that Richard could have built upon.
Of course, and then remember he did something just as bad later in the fight where Triple G had Derevyanchenko against the ropes.
Yeah,
had him hurt.
The final offense. And it was he had like it was like 50 seconds left, and then the ref is just like because he thought he heard the bell or some shit like that, cut the action, and I screamed at myself. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing,
dude?" It's like he fucked up a whole like 3 or 4 seconds, like, and in boxing that's crucial.
Yeah, exactly, because Triple G had more than enough time to tee off on him because like it's enough where he probably would have never been 100% to come out for the next round, you know. And then, after that, the fight just got into a war of a pure attrition. Triple G, like he wasn't bleeding, but Triple G looked his age. He looked 37. Like he looked haggard and everything. And then you have Derevyanchenko. The jabs, Triple G's jabs were still on point because, like, basically Derevyanchenko's eyes were in a horrible state. Like it looked like someone took a brick to his face, like both eyes. Like one eye was bleeding and swollen. The other eye was just swollen. Like I said though, he sold out to the body, and this is unfortunate when you do that with someone like Triple G. There's consequences for that, and the consequences is you do get hit by Triple G, and Triple G, regardless if he's not knocking people out like he used to, can still punch extremely hard, you know.
Yeah, because a lot of times Triple G would hit Derevyanchenko when he would get a clean shot. It'd be like usually the biggest punch of the round, and he would visibly rock dude.
Yeah,
but the thing is, dude would eat the shot, and he would kind of sway back in on some EPO shit, and just continue going back to work, working the body, and turning Triple G.
Yeah, turn around.
Damn.
Yeah, that was another thing. I'm glad you brought up. Yeah, he was turning. Very few fighters attempted to turn Triple G. Most fighters don't. Not even Canelo did that. I don't think. But Derevyanchenko, he did that. And he did it with success.
Yes.
Triple G, and we got to where Triple G, you can see, by the later rounds, he was gasping. Triple G, the will of Triple G kept him in the fight, but his body was just clearly, he was on his reserves, and the reserves were almost on empty. And so was Derevyanchenko. And I think this is where, if Derevyanchenko was able to keep up the pressure from the early and mid, especially from the middle rounds, we may have had a different result. But he got tired too, and then
because he couldn't close out. I felt I had Golovkin winning the last 2 rounds, clearly, and then he took one of the middle rounds. It was one or two of the middle rounds was close. So yeah, Derevyanchenko, his best work was in the middle rounds, but it's he couldn't sustain that shit to the very end, and then the punishment he took.
Yeah, he took some serious punishment. He was swinging, he was training with Triple G, but he absorbed some terrible punishment. And just like you told me before, because Breadman, his mailbag or whatever, likened Derevyanchenko to the Toxic Avenger.
Oh no, that was Doug Fisher.
That's Doug Fisher. My bad.
Yeah. He's like a toxic adventure.
And then of course when I read that, and then obviously I see the picture, and I swear I was rolling. I was just like, oh my god, that's so fucking accurate. I was
he took some punishment. It kind of low key was had shades of the damn Martin Murray fight. He stayed on Golovkin, but at an angle, and was able to get off better quality punches than Martin Murray was. Didn't take as much punishment, but still took punishment.
Yeah,
because he ate some nasty uppercuts. Looking back, Golovkin landed some nasty shots on dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a lot of times, there was times where Derevyanchenko was doing his little Porter shit where some of his shots would get smothered, or they would just kind of hit Golovkin's forearms.
Yeah, that was another thing too. A lot of the shots that people say, Derevyanchenko was connecting, they were hitting his arms mostly. And I mean, everyone. I'm not saying.
I mean that shit adds up though.
Yeah, it does. It wasn't like Triple G was getting.
It does on some ring generalship, But if your punches are hard enough, and you're throwing 5 and 6 punches, and you're landing about 2 or 3 of them, and they're good body shots, them shits, they add up, and it's a bad look on you because you're taking them shits.
Right, exactly. Oh man, so yeah, that fight. I mean, it went the distance, and then you saw 2 beaten fighters. I want to say physically beaten fighters. Triple G was just because I know in the corner. You can see that he was spitting up blood and everything like that. And then Derevyanchenko
that nigga got heart.
Yeah, pure heart. And I'm thinking to myself,
was sick too.
Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, Triple G, and I was like, Triple G is a goddamn warrior. With that being said, I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, this shit is close. I said, this shit is too close. I was like, we may see an upset. And so when they the first score was 114, 113, and then the other scores were 115, 112. And I'm thinking to myself, with scores like that, I'm thinking maybe they gave that shit to Derevyanchenko. And Michael Buffer, he didn't really. He kind of spoiled the moment.
Yeah, he did.
It wasn't dramatic. He started, because he started mentioning dude's hometown from Pakistan, and it's I was like, damn, I was waiting for you to be all dramatic and shit about this.
Yeah, and he kind of low key just, and he snuck the bitch in the side door. Like, come on, man. Like, you a professional here, son. Like,
I mean, it's not your first time at the fucking rodeo, nigga. Like, come on, man.
Especially off a good fight like that. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You robbing us at a moment. Like, damn.
You know, but Triple G, I mean, yes, he did. He won on all 3 cards and regained the middleweight belt that got stripped from him. With that being said, scores 114-113. Yes, I mean, I can see it for Triple G. I can see it for Derevyanchenko. I did not see a 115-112 for Triple G at all. I did not see that.
I think that's the score I think Doug Fisher had.
Yeah. Now, and I am a Triple G fan, and I can be, and I'm legit. I was like 115-112. That I didn't see a 115.
I mean, that's a 7 rounds to 5. That's giving Golovkin 7 rounds. That's pretty much maybe giving him 1 swing round, like an extra round in the middle rounds.
I wasn't mad at the scores. I honestly wasn't mad for them. So.
I didn't think it was outrageous, but I just didn't think 115-112 was a Triple G for that.
But that's 7 rounds to 5. That's still not bad though.
I had it 114 to 113 for Derevyanchenko.
And that's not bad either.
Yeah.
I felt like if you would have had it like 116 and up, then we would have got to like fuckery. And that's either guy. Like if they would have had 116, 112, 116, 111 types, I'm like, the fuck? Like you can't give neither guy won 8 rounds.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But I could see if someone had it 7 rounds for either guy or had it 6 rounds. I had it 6 rounds apiece. Yeah, Golovkin got the knockdown. Just like the damn Spence Porter fight. It was the same type of fight, really.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I had it the same way for Spence Porter, 114 to 113 to Porter. So it seems to be these are all like fucking close.
But see, at least the scoring's consistent.
We've seen three of these like close fuckery cards. Not really fuckery, but fuckery nonetheless cards. Like, I don't know.
But it wasn't. I don't think either fight was a robbery. But
No, it wasn't robbery, but like it was definitely dramatic. Like,
oh yeah, hell yeah,
definitely.
Because listen, anytime Golovkin get in a close fight or a competitive fight, people are always gonna fucking say robbery. Like everybody thinks Golovkin lost every fucking close fight ever.
The ones he didn't knock out.
yeah. If Golovkin doesn't knock you out, then it's a robbery. Like, oh my goodness, like, and it be the same people. Like, sometimes I be feeling like, damn, it's like, is it like 70% of black people don't like Golovkin? Like,
yeah,
it do be feeling that way.
Yeah,
I be feeling like, damn, like, do I the only one who see his boxing skills?
Yeah, I'm like,
I mean, it's true. A lot of black folks don't really fuck with Golovkin like that.
But it's because of the genders, though. It's like niggas put feelings behind that shit, though.
Well, I mean, the reasons why Triple G, you know, people like are detractors. I mean, that in its own could be its own segment, you know, because I mean, really, short summary is, you know, because they think he's an HBO creation. You know,
but it's the funny thing. Spence is the same fucking thing, and he's a PBC creation.
He's with Floyd Mayweather fucking attached to his name. So that's what really fucking put him up top. Because plenty of PBC fighters are PBC creations, but they don't get the fucking type of Spence does. He's a fucking Floyd Mayweather creation. Nobody gave a fuck about him.
And that kept him buzzing the whole time. So niggas felt like he was being avoided and cheated out of getting on. Meanwhile, Golovkin was actually avoided.
Yeah,
but whenever you start bringing up Felix Sturm and fucking Cotto and Canelo and all these dudes and Sergio Martinez, everybody's like, nah, chill, man. But you know, Canelo did end up fighting him.
Yeah.
2 years later, man. You know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it's just, I mean, like a Triple G, you know, he He riles people up. He riles certain people for no reason. It's just like Triple G. He represents the sport well. He has skills. He has power. His fights are exciting, but some people just like he's a media creation.
Like I don't get it. Like this shit just it's just wow. Like.
If he's a media creation, try creating another Triple G. It's not happening.
That's what I'm saying, because I look at it like this. It almost kind of shows me your boxing knowledge when you can't be objective with Triple G, because I look at it like if he was that bad, somebody would have clipped him already.
Right. And dude still has one of the best chins, probably the top 3 chins in boxing today, because he still has not been dropped yet. And he's fought enough punches that could have been a possibility.
That's what I'm saying. It's like people fall in love with the skill name recognition. We can say Amir Khan is a better name than guys like Curtis Steven and Martin Murray and Gill and all of these guys, but he's never going to be as dangerous as they are in a fight with fucking Golovkin.
Exactly. And like I said, and most people, and it's like because of this, people take away from this fight. So like this fight, Derevyanchenko. I was like, oh, Triple G finally got his ass whooped. No, Triple G got into a hard fight. He was finally tested. It took long enough too. It took him until he was 37 for a fighter to actually legit test him.
That's what I'm saying. And think about it. We just saw Canelo have a same fight with Jacobs. A 7 rounds to 5 type of fucking fight.
Except that fight rightfully got shitted on for many reasons.
Because it was a trash fight. It was out of 12 rounds, you only had 4 good rounds. Fucking Golovkin, Derevyanchenko, you had 12 good rounds.
Yeah, like they laid it all on the line, which was a win for the fans who were there at MSG, the fans who watched on the TV like we did, and then in the zone, who of course where it was aired.
Why can't we just enjoy the fact it was a good fight? Like people trying to kill it with the bias and the hating. Oh, robbery! Like the same people saying robbery. Y'all weren't saying robbery when Porter put his foot in Spence's ass last week.
Exactly.
Same fucking type of fight.
Yeah. Oh, that's different.
Yeah, that's different than the knockdown. And look, and I'll show you the difference is Golovkin has true world-class power because you see it all on dude's face.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yes, you can say that Triple G, yes, Triple G got tested, Triple G took some punishment. Derevyanchenko is not going to be fighting anytime soon. Like, most people act like Derevyanchenko, was some immaculate shit. Like, this nigga handed out all this punishment. Like, this was fucking Vitaly and Shannon Briggs type of immaculate.
Nah, like, he put hard hustle punches together. It looks better than Porter because he's technically a better fighter than Porter. So he's turning some of them over. He's throwing his body behind him. You know what I'm saying? He's throwing better quality punches, but they weren't all humdung. Haymakers like that. Shit, right. And to be honest, I felt like Porter landed better quality head punches on Spence than Derevyanchenko landed on Golovkin.
Yeah. And those are the ones
Golovkin got the headshots. Derevyanchenko got the body.
I was just gonna say that just because all of Derevyanchenko's quality shots went to the body, not the head.
Yeah, exactly. Like basically the combinations he was landing off were straight to Triple G's body. Like Triple G, like I said, he got a full out body assault.
For real, that was, damn. Like,
yeah.
I think when's the last fight I seen? It was like, Jorge Barrios with Juan Guzman was a good fight where Barrios was killing Guzman's body.
Yeah.
It was on a pay-per-view, I think, undercard.
Yeah, for me, I thought you were going to bring up the Freitas fight because there was some body work in that fight too.
In what fight?
Freitas and Barrios.
Oh yeah, that was but I mean Jorge Barrios was landing good headshots on Freitas too, so you know, the body shots almost get overlooked, but with Guzman, he was landing like nothing but body shots, like clearly, like, and one judge, like, he gave him mad credit for that shit. Like, I think he gave him like 4 rounds, like 5 rounds of that shit. Like, I think, is it the undercard for Barrera Juarez too?
Probably. Sometimes they run together.
Yeah, I know, cause I gotta check that shit. But damn, that was a good fucking yeah, that was a good fight. But yeah, as far as body punches, like that was there. Like when people be talking about, well, you know, Ward fought himself back in the Kovalev fight with his body punching. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
There's 2 levels of body punching. Derevyanchenko hit the highest level that weekend.
Right.
So don't tell me about no, he fought me. Nah, he did get a few low blows on Golovkin.
Yeah, he did. You know, but you know,
and not like Spence was killing Porter though.
Yeah, it was like fucking 10 low blows.
Yeah, but overall, it was a clean fight. Derevyanchenko. It was a very, very clean fight.
Yeah.
It was a war of attrition, and you know, it was just brings us to like the next question for Triple G. I mean, he looked his 37. Like, where do you see him going for this? Like, 'cause I mean, and pretty much right now, I think everyone's like Triple G is probably right for the taking now, depending on who he faces next. What do you guys think?
Well, he's gonna get that Canelo fight now.
You know something too, and if he does, best believe I'm gonna call that shit out. best way I'm gonna talk about it, because, like I said, you know, me and LB have talked about Canelo going after Kovalev. After, you know, I mean, everyone's like, yeah, Kovalev. I mean, yes, Kovalev is a true lightweight in the punch, but Kovalev struggled with Anthony Yarde. There was supposed to be a level shown, and it wasn't shown in the way it should have been. And you have a situation now where it's like people are trying to say that, you know, that Canelo is not cherry picking. If he wasn't cherry picking, he would have won after Gvozdyk or Beterbiev. Beterbiev obviously has the power to knock his out. And Gvozdyk is an actual boxer puncher, you know, who can actually move.
And he didn't even have to go to fucking light heavyweight for that either.
Exactly.
He could have went this. He could have went to Saunders, fucking Andre, Callum Smith.
Yeah. But
Kovalev was the most vulnerable guy with the biggest name. Let's just keep it real.
Yeah. You know,
and we gonna see if Canelo, if this cherry is kind of sour or is it sweet.
Facts.
That's all we gonna find out. With Golovkin, we don't really know who he's gonna fight next. He ain't gonna fight no more in this year, so
hell no.
And that's the thing. He talked about being focused, so make me think like maybe the training camp wasn't on point like that.
Yeah,
he didn't look as fresh in the early rounds as I'm used to him seeing. So maybe there is something about him being a little sick.
And but another thing too, and I'm glad you started mentioning the training. Jonathan Banks, dude was pissing me off in the post-fight. I'm sorry.
Yes.
The way he was acting and talking, especially talking like this nigga was either drinking or, I mean, he is a little bit punchy. There's no question about that. But his demeanor was not the demeanor I would expect from a fighter who was Emmanuel Stewart's type. Emmanuel Stewart was a fiery person. Like, if the fighter was
and
not
a trainer who just saw a great fight.
Yeah. You know, like, and he was over there, it's like, well, I don't really understand your question, and like, that's how he was talking. He was just mad positive.
You know, when you tell your guy to jab, and you know, like, he was giving some fuck nigga vibes, bruh. Like,
yeah,
I couldn't beat it. I would have like legit got heated at dude. Like, yo, what the fuck is your problem, B?
Yeah, you know, and even in the corner during the fight, like, there was no urgency. Well, you gotta keep doing what you're doing. Just keep throwing your jab. Like, This nigga's in a firefight. What the fuck you keep telling him? He's throwing his jab.
There was no game planning there from Bank.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
But
what good are you?
Well, I mean, what good is he? He's good at being a yes man. That's why Klitschko loved him so much.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course, when that, and then that showed itself in the Fury fight, where Vlad just literally had no idea what the fuck to do with movement from a guy that's bigger than him. And then Triple G, well, at least with Triple G, that's another thing. Triple G did not know how to, did not make any adjustments at all, which is odd. He couldn't make any adjustments. He just fought harder. But he didn't make any adjustments to try and make it easier on himself. He just tried to, just try to follow, try to counteract that pressure from Derevyanchenko, and he took a beating. He took a big beating because of it.
I think the footwork threw him off.
Yeah, the footwork threw him off.
Because nobody ever approached him like that before.
Yeah, I mean, Triple G, his own feet were getting crossed up like Tim Bradley used to do all the time.
Yeah, because you got a nigga darting in and out and turning you, and and he's jabbing
him up at times. And backing him up at times. Derevyanchenko was stronger than I thought he was. Honestly.
Yeah.
You know what? Now that I think about it, Derevyanchenko low-key had the Uma blueprint a little bit with the whole in and out, the angles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just funny that, Golovkin was sick during that fight, and he looked bad, but he got the stoppage. He's younger, he's in his prime, he could close it out a little better. But when you get older and you under the weather and you pull it out still, man, that was a good fucking fight. But middleweights was kind of trash this year, but he kind of brought it back.
But now we're just thinking about how much did this fight take out of Triple G? How much did this fight take out of Derevyanchenko? Derevyanchenko had this fight, a Koke fight, and speaking of Koke, the funny thing too. Now after this fight, the only question I really had was how good is Jack Koke after this? Because Jack Koke, he fought Andre and fought him almost to the point where he almost beat him, and then
wait. He ain't almost beat Andre. He won like 4 good rounds, but cut this almost beat him. No.
Yeah, let's cut that silly shit out.
Yeah, he clearly lost. You could bend over backwards. You could give him 5 rounds, but clear loss. He hurt him late though. I'll give him that.
And then the fight with Derevyanchenko Koke, which Koke was hurting Derevyanchenko more times than Triple G and Jacobs did. That was legit what he was doing. Derevyanchenko looked terrible in that fight. And it's just bringing myself and this is where I was basing one of my whole predictions on Derevyanchenko Triple G. It's is Koke really the deal? Do we need to see Koke in with and it's quite true because now I understand where Triple G is right now in terms of the pecking order. Now I understand what Derevyanchenko is in the pecking order. But it's why did I think about that Koke and what he can actually do?
Above his level.
Yeah.
That could happen, and then Koke is a different style. Koke is like an athlete, he's athletic. He moves about. He throws overhand type of punches, different little angles. I could see him sharp shooting, catching you clean. He knows to get off his shots. So styles make fights, man.
Yeah, that's probably
Derevyanchenko. I don't know, man. He might need an easy fight after this.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, Derevyanchenko needs a pure soft touch. He needs a job or a broken job. Not make sure you can't put him in there with no spoiler though. Man, he needs a soft touch, a couple soft touches, because like I said, he absorbed a lot of punishment.
Where's the Spike Sullivan? Throw him at Derevyanchenko. With Golovkin, I don't know. If the whole under the weather shit is really true or have some credence to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I want to give credit, because I'm giving credit to Derevyanchenko, because a lot of people want to say, oh, if so-and-so was in there with him, they probably could have knocked Golovkin out.
Yeah.
We don't know that though.
No, we don't.
Because everybody's been in there who had Golovkin and they haven't knocked him out. They didn't have the same game plan as Derevyanchenko. When has Canelo ever offered those angles and tried to dart in, dart out, and fucking use footwork like that?
He couldn't because he'd gas out doing all that shit.
I mean, he doesn't have the greatest footwork anyway, Canelo.
Yeah.
And he's nowhere near gonna pull off the type of Sean Porter or Derevyanchenko type of footwork you need to trouble a guy like Golovkin.
Facts.
And still fucking take those type of punches too?
Yeah. No. Not at all. Yeah, so it's like, Triple G right now, I mean, in terms of who he's going to face, I mean, depends if the IBF is going to issue a mandatory to him. And IBF, we don't know who or might that be. I mean, we'll probably have to wait like another month to see who they're going to rank as like number one to his belt. I mean, because I mean, I'm pretty sure that, I mean, if Triple G, I mean, I'd be surprised. I guess they're probably going to wait to see what happens with this Canelo and Kovalev. And then we'll see what happens if a Canelo Triple G fight actually does come off.
Yeah, I feel like if you could put Canelo as the number one option, but from there I would go Jamal Charlo. Then
that shit not happening.
Hey, I'm just throwing the name out there. I'm just, perfect world,
Yeah, I mean,
who knows?
Yeah, but we don't live in a perfect world, and that shit's not going to be an option. I'm not even going to entertain that shit, unfortunately.
Okay, Bodeg. I mean, Cynical P.
Cynical's my middle name.
Damn. So who we gonna pick for him on the Zone League?
Yeah, I mean, Andre obviously is looking for people to fight, and
Yeah, but I mean, let's put our business hat on. This ain't the eye test.
Yeah,
we breaking down the fucking styles and shit. But do you really want to? If you're Golovkin or his handlers, do you really want to go into an Andre fight right after this fucking war?
Hell no.
Nope.
At 37?
Yeah, no. If anything, I would say if he actually did that, I would honestly think I would have to pick Andre to win. I would, because it's just, because like I said, I mean, Triple G, the type of fight that he had with Derevyanchenko, put mileage on him, like serious mileage. Yeah. and Andre is still, I mean, he may have his lapses, but he's still fresh as anything. Triple G probably would not lay a hand on him at this point.
I don't know about that now.
I mean, it depends if he's not having his mental lapses. That's the thing.
Because Andre is still Andre. He still got front runner in him. And he hasn't had a real, elite world class guy like to really, challenge him on that level. Golovkin, he puts hands on you in them last rounds. And Andre, he kind of eases up after the 6th round where he can't zab you out of there.
Yeah, facts.
So, I mean, I know Andre probably got to fight a fucking weak-ass mandatory next fight.
I mean, to be fair, Andre is a front runner because nobody ever pushes him to be anything else other than that. So,
yeah, but then you got to push him back and get him out of there.
But
instead of cruising.
That's the thing. You got a guy. I mean, some people just fight down to the level of their competition, and Andre to me is clearly one of those guys that if he gets disinterested after he fucking front runs you the first 4 or 5 rounds, like instead of getting you out of there. But if you got somebody like Golovkin that can push him and won't let him do that, I think he'll keep his foot on the gas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my thing is, will it be effective though?
Yeah.
Or will it be Devin Alexander going at the end of 12 rounds?
Nah. I don't see that. I don't see that.
We don't know. The jury's still out on dude.
Yeah, I mean.
And what if Golovkin turned back the time and he really was on some under the weather shit for Derevyanchenko, and he gives you the fucking Canelo performances or the Jacobs performances and shit?
then that makes for an even better fight.
Hell yeah,
exactly. Facts. You know,
I'm saying that in regards to, like, to me, that'd be still a hard fight to pick for me. Like, a part of me feels like Andre, then a part of me's like what if he does his best for the first 6 rounds and then it's like, oh shit, this damn European cat keep jabbing me. What the fuck? Wait, hold on. He's used to dealing with southpaws? Hold on, he's a decorated amateur like me? Wait, damn, hold on. You mean to tell me he's seen a left hand before? And some speed? What's going on? You know what I mean? But damn, that's a big motherfucker though. Andre could be at 168.
Yeah, that's also a fact.
So that's a damn good fight, but I don't see that fight next. And I feel like Andre could still put his stock up there. Like, everybody else got some bodies on him. You know, Selecki's a start, so like to see him get someone else above that.
Yeah, but it's a shame though. I mean, even his mandatory don't even seem to be eager to face him. Like, his current mandatory right now just signed to go take another fight with Murata instead because they're paying him more.
Damn.
Yeah,
I said Murata would be a good fight.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's either for Andre or Golovkin. Like,
yeah, so I mean, well, whatever it is, right now, I mean, I'm thinking that Triple G will probably face someone. If it's a mandatory, it will probably be like a light hitting mandatory, someone that's not really a big threat to him at this point.
Yeah.
You know, and Derevyanchenko, like I said, he definitely needs a soft first, like I said, because both of them, it was just an incredibly damaging fight. It was a great fight of the year candidate, and like you just said, it brought back the middleweights for this year. Because middleweights was kind of lacking, and then, you know,
it might not save him, but at least it puts him on the damn letterboard.
Exactly, and that's what it counts. You need to at least continue the discussions of, yeah, middleweight is a progressive division.
Shit, they're ahead of the heavyweights, or they about even. Because I think when we had Joshua and Ruiz and that wasn't even a fight we wanted to see. So
exactly.
I mean, low key, at least we all kind of wanted to see Golovkin Derevyanchenko. No, niggas just convinced themselves to settle for Joshua Ruiz.
Yeah,
because it was better than the damn the Super Soldier fight.
Exactly. Oh man, but yes, you know, for our viewers, if you were under rock and you have not seen Triple G Derevyanchenko fight, go ahead and go do that. You will not be disappointed at all, unless of course you don't like Triple G. Then it's just like, hey, that's just a personal problem.
Yeah, if you hate Triple G, then you're gonna have Derevyanchenko winning 9 rounds. You're gonna notice that he drops Golovkin, but Golovkin But Harvey Doc didn't call it, but you see Golovkin's glove touch the canvas. It's in the 9th round.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so you might see that. Golovkin got cut like 3 times too. You might see that too. Because y'all niggas see all types of shit in these Golovkin fights.
Facts. Oh man. But yeah, you'll see a whole bunch of shit, and then, you know, yes, you'll still want to see it again. Oh man.